Hey gamers, how you doing? In this video, I'm going to talk about the games that in my opinion are a 10 out of 10. I'm just going to talk a little about each game so the video don't take too long. And if you like the video, you know what to do. Okay, let's start. Street of Rage 2. I love side-scrolling beat'em ups, and Street of Rage 2 is by far my favorite. It was Street of Rage 2 that made me buy a Sega Genesis. I also love Street of Rage 1 and 3, and other side-scrolling beat'em ups as Final Fight, Warriors of Fate, Alien vs Predator, but Street of Rage is by far my favorite. Yoshi Island. After fighting games, platform games is my favorite genre, and my favorite 2D platform game is Yoshi Island. I also love the first Sonic for the Sega Genesis, but Yoshi Island level design is unmatched. The bosses, the gameplay, everything in this game is perfect, and hitting an enemy is priceless. Chrono Trigger. Almost every RPG lover considers Chrono Trigger the best RPG ever made, and for those who play the game, it's very easy to see why. Even after 25 years from its release, the gameplay, the characters, the music, and especially the story of this game is miles ahead of any modern game. Ocarina of Time. I love the Legend of Zelda series, and for me, Ocarina of Time is still the best game ever made. Everything in this game is perfect. This is probably the only game in the world that even if I could, I wouldn't change anything. The game is perfect. From the story, gameplay, characters, the wonderful tempo, the strategy, the secrets, the music. I play and finish this game at least one time every year, since 1998. And even today, it still gives me chills every time I play. Metal Gear Solid 3. I love the Metal Gears franchise. I finished them all. I also love Metal Gear Solid 1, 4 and 5. In my opinion, 2 was a little weaker, but was also a good game. For me, Metal Gear Solid 3 was the highlight in the series. The end fight between the boss and Snake is my favorite boss fight in any game. Mario Galaxy 2. Contrary to Sonic, Mario did excellent transition from 2D for 3D. Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy 1 and 2, 3D World, Odyssey, all these games are top quality. But when choosing the best among all these, I must choose Galaxy 2. Because of the bosses and the level design. Galaxy 1 is one of the best games ever made, but Nintendo did the impossible and improved even more an almost perfect game. And it was this way that Mario Galaxy 2 was born. Street Fighter 2. I love the Street Fighter franchise. It is by far my favorite fighting game. My favorite from the franchise is older Street Fighter 4, but I consider Street Fighter 2 the most perfect fighting game and the most perfect Street Fighter ever made. When this game comes out, no one was ever seen anything like this. This game completely revolutionized fighting games, and even today, 30 years after its release, we still have Street Fighter 2 tournaments all over the world. Grandia 2. Grandia 2 is in my opinion the best RPG ever made. There isn't other RPG with a battle system near as good as Grandia 2. And I also love that the game don't have random enemies encounters, like the Final Fantasy series, Skies of Arcadia and many more. Ryudo is also probably my favorite main character in any RPG. Doom 1. The first Doom, for me, it's still the best in the series. I also love Doom 2, and I like it that they added more enemies, but Doom 1 have by far the best level design. I played this game when I was a kid and almost cracked my pen every time a Hell Knight or a Baron of Hell pops up with that war card. Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 was the first game after Zelda Ocarina of Time that completely blew my mind. I never saw in any game voice acting as good as this. We can really see the characters' feelings and emotions, much better than many Hollywood movies. I also love Uncharted 3 and 4, but the second one is still my favorite. Turrican 2. Turrican 2 in the Amiga is the first game in my life that I consider perfect, with no flaws. The music is still today my favorite in any game, and be able in the 2D shooter to walk freely and discover extra lives, power up and even boss was priceless. Flashback. Until this day I don't know which genre this game is. The game has platforms, action and strategy. This was almost a 2D Resident Evil. It had puzzles to resolve, monsters to kill, and many action. I love this game so much that I bought the limited edition for the Nintendo Switch. Metal Slug 5. Of course, I had to put a Metal Slug in this list. Metal Slug is one of my favorite franchises, and I love Metal Slug 5. Metal Slug 5 is my favorite from the franchise. It incorporates new involvements and backgrounds and features a more heavy metal soundtrack. Also is the first game in the franchise that we can perform a slide. Resident Evil 2 Remake. I never expected the final result of this game was so good. I love the original Resident Evil 2, and this remake improved the game in all aspects. Excellent voice acting, one of the best looking games ever made, and the modern controls are perfect and flawless.
Sherry, don't worry. I will get you whatever you need, okay?
Last of Us. I never thought that Naughty Dog would make another franchise as good as Uncharted, but they did. The story of this game is one of the best ever in any video game. It also has probably the best voice acting ever, and one of the best endings. This game is perfect. The action is not just shoot and kill. We must play hide and seek and find the best possible strategy to kill or avoid the enemies. If Uncharted and Metal Gear Solid ever baby, that baby would be The Last of Us.
Posters are everywhere.
So, how about you gamers? Which game in your opinion is a 10 out of 10? Please let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.